From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise podcast, a Rounded Edge Media production. Thank you so much for joining us, bias, of course. I'm referring to Rick, a.k.a. the Brown Python Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, and yours truly, Benji, here for another fantastic episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox the Music. And we don't have a Rick to begin the show, but he will be joining us shortly. So rest assured, it will be a wonderful show nonetheless, no matter how it shakes out. We're waiting on a few things to shake out over here in Florida. Some legislation that has maybe backfired. It's been interesting. Some people say it's this, some people say it's that. It's caused a lot of controversy. Ben, what's the current status?
Well, we'll go and call it what it is. It's the Don't Say Gay law, basically going on right now in Florida. And so what the whole, I guess you could say like the publicist view of it is that it basically bans talking about sexual orientation, etc. From K to third grade, which, for most people sounds like common sense, right? We should not be talking about this. And I think last show, me and Rick went at this for a little bit, but a lot of people say that. Why would we be talking about this kind of stuff to a third grader or not? Well, in response, it's pretty funny. Sometimes when you ask for something, you got to make sure it's what you really want. Mm-hmm. So in particular, a big Florida conservative group has found a circulating memo amongst teachers in Florida. So basically it's a template that they want to be utilized for students in every classroom to kind of bite back at this particular law. So if you don't mind, I will directly quote said circulate.
Please.
It says, "Dear Florida parent caretaker, the Florida House of Representatives has recently ruled that classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students. To be in accordance with this policy, I will no longer be referring to your student with gendered pronouns. All students will be referred to as they or them. I will no longer use a gender title such as Mr. or Mrs. or make any references to my husband/wife in the classroom. From now on, I will be using the non-gender titled MX. Furthermore, I will be removing all books or instruction which refer to a person being a mother, father, husband, or wife, as these are gendered identities that also allude to sexual orientation. Needless to say, all books which refer to a character as he or she will also be removed from the classroom. If you have any questions about this policy, please feel free to contact your local congressperson. Thank you." And it's pretty funny because it's a template. So it says, "Thank you, MX," and then, whatever your name is. So this is the new battle cry from the, I guess you would say like the liberal maybe part of Florida, or maybe even just in teachers overall, because, right? Maybe, but this is pretty fucking crazy because essentially what did they think was going to happen? Right. And you can't do this without some type of repercussions.
Yeah. And so really, this is another good example of, legislation that is really meant to be, it's not meant to be any kind of policy that's going to help society. This is just a political crowbar to get the thing open for other shit. Right? That's how it's crafted. Yes. Okay. This isn't 100%. This isn't like something like, what we need, God damn it, in our elementary schools. It's a vacuum of sexuality where nothing exists except whatever the fuck is in my imagination. You know what I mean? I've got to refer to you as your relationship pronoun.
I cannot wait
it's based on
all the fucked up
a soccer league
in Florida.
North, Liga, whatever. And look who's going to join us. We are not without the third member for very long. That's a pleasant surprise. You know what?
Excited, elated. Welcome, Brown Python. We're talking about the Don't Say Gay law. So just a quick recap for. Right. Well, Don't Say Gay law. We're talking about it, but there's a circulatory petition going on around amongst teachers that a right-wing group caught. And basically it states that, it tells the teachers that to inform the parents that they're no longer to refer to themselves as a man or woman. They are no longer allowed to refer to their husband or wife. Any books that have he or she will be tossed out. And everyone will be referred to as they, them. And so basically, kind of in a way reiterating the woke agenda, because if you really think about this don't say gay law, it kind of reiterates the whole woke agenda. Because by taking any type of sexual reference, that's kind of what they really wanted. Because most of these people, and I'm not trying to say these people, but a lot of this movement is wrapped around becoming basically non-binary, the complete destruction of sexuality. And so now Florida is kind of going to be reinvigorating this whole thing. So good going, Florida. You not only fucked up, you fucked up so bad that every kid from kindergarten to third grade won't even know what a boy or girl is by the time they get to fourth grade. I cannot believe how stupid these motherfuckers in Florida are. Now, I'm mad respect for Florida, but come on. If you couldn't see that this was going to happen, you just, what I'm saying? I just see this dude oh, no, we're going to get this done. We're going to go to church. It's going to make it happen. This totally backfired.
Yeah. Well, what it depends on too, though, is where do the actual teachers themselves stand? And will this, because this is like a psychological protest or something. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
it's like
but I think they're taking that a lot of the extreme though.
No, that's the whole point. That's it's a counterattack.
It's a back
in the form of protest. By this movement of asking these teachers. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. And that's why you're laughing, because this backfired
badly.
But that's what you get for, like I said, the point I made earlier about legislation like this, that's only purpose is for political leverage. And then, okay, well, you cracked open the little side of the door and the fucking, you know what I mean? The pet chimp got out of the fucking, and now he's in the neighborhood.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that all they need to do is get the parents' consent to bring up these subjects. But I don't know about getting rid of books and stuff like that. I don't think that's I don't think that's how the law is written.
That's the whole point of the law.
I do believe that it does prevent conversations.
That's the whole point of the law. It's a book burning law again. Because
no, it's not a book burning law. It prevents conversations.
Any books from K to 3 that mention homosexuality would be burned. So now any books that mention marriage, he or she, will also be burned. It's the stupidity of the lawmakers. It's the stupidity of the Republican Party right now. You cannot, they're going to make the problem worse, because they're literally writing the new woke agenda.
But the spirit of the law. Go ahead.
No, man. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the spirit of the law is to prevent one-on-one conversations of sexual nature with kindergartens to third graders. Not necessarily teaching lessons. You're not supposed. You can still teach lessons involving he or she or marriage or whatever. But you cannot have one-on-one conversations with children.
No, that's not the verbiage
of sexual nature. And that's all. That's all you got to do.
That's not the verbiage of the law. The verbiage of the law is any reference to sexual orientation. That's what the law. So it's very vague in its interpretation. So when you do that, you open the door either way. So once again, this, no matter what teachers do, this will be the end of the public school system in Florida. They're going to get sued to shreds.
And here's this is it's a cultural fucking bomb. This is psychological or political warfare being played out. Do you see this? I'm coming at this from kind of a weird angle, so just hold my hands and trust me. But this is this law and all the debate around it, the media coverage around it. it's like this weird microcosm of the whole shit right now is all being unleashed into this little whirlpool.
Also,
like, so it's a perfect example of what, like I pointed out before, like it's just political, like leverage. Like this doesn't solve any sort of societal fucking thing that's lacking right now. Nobody fucking just like in Texas with the guns, like, bro, like, okay. I mean, a lot of people are pro, and at this point, fucking whatever. I'm not going to debate that. This is just more to relate to something with that, right? There was no reason for that to exist. Like, it wasn't like, holy shit, Harris County is leading the nation in homicides. We better make some sort of adjustments here legally so we can curtail this issue. That's not what like that is. And that has absolutely, just back to the Florida, the don't say gay, but that's the thing too. It's the media shit around it too. Cause it's even debated how it was constructed. The don't say gay shit was thrown on top of it, but you've got this super strong, like, in other words, the Republicans wouldn't have had to push shit like this if it wasn't for reacting to the fucking woke energy tidal wave that's fucking shit up, and everybody's, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
it's all this shit, this whole battle is unfolding right now in Florida. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. I'll shut up for a minute.
Go ahead, Rick.
No. I was going to say, I was just reading some of the, from the Florida House of Representatives, and it really does prohibit the school district from discouraging the kids to notify their parents about certain conversations of sexual nature. It's a lot about parent notification. I think about it like this: they created a law that it's like activating the notifications on your iPhone or on your phone. Do you want to be notified when your kid gets talked to about sexual nature? Yes. Okay. Click on that. Right. But it's all about parental notification.
Affirmative.
Yeah, affirmative. Do you want
check mark?
A check mark, yeah. There's nothing in here that prohibits.
Do you want to be notified when a stranger talks to your elementary school kid about sex? Yes, please.
Yeah. No, I don't want the notification. So I need to
that's what I needed. Directions to exactly where this person talking to my child about sex is, and what their blood type is, and like their exact size, description, things of this nature. Yes, I would like all these wonderful things.
Well, I certainly do.
It prohibits school district personnel from discouraging parental notification.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's nothing here about books. It's not a book burning. No.
But the problem is that the law is very vague, and it says anything regarding sexual orientation. And
it does not say.
Yes, it does. And the school district has to pay for the lawsuits that are brought up by the parents. This is a very vague.
I mean, that is true. Whatever lawsuits.
Right. So they'll bankrupt the school systems. So if one parent goes, "Oh my God, you're not teaching that Jesus wants, this and that," he can sue for that. You don't understand. This is a complete destruction of the public school system.
Well,
and if someone needs a good public school system, it's Florida.
They're not going to say, "You're not teaching my child that Jesus." They're going to say
they are. They can sue for it. That's why
they can sue. They can sue if you have a conversation and then your kid tells you, "Well, my teacher told me not to tell you." Oh, really? Now I'm going to go sue the school district.
They can also sue if there's any mention of LGBTQ and all this shit. And now, apparently, guess what else they can sue for? The liberal parents can now sue for any mention of he, she, or gendered pronouns. And the teacher says, don't tell them about that. You don't understand. They opened up the whole fucking bookworm. So now a liberal parent can sue for the same shit. It'd be like, well, the teacher said he.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. So, dude, it's a dumb law. It's vague, and it's going to bankrupt their public school system. And on top of that, it's going to be more pain than not. It's a poorly written law. It's too vague.
You know who it fucks too? It fucks teachers. Bad.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God. Can you imagine trying to fucking do your job now? It's not hard enough.
Tell me the turnover rate. Turnover rate of
it's got,
Florida teachers next year.
Is it possible to be
80%.
700%? Is it like people that haven't even thought about, they haven't even gotten the job yet? They're like, fuck that. That counts for
Florida.
Like, fuck this.
Florida's have zero education. Zero education. There's gonna be like University of Miami will just have a football team. That's it. They'll just have a football
That's
team.
all they need.
Coach. Dude, I'm telling you, Florida will go from like they're probably 49th to at least 50th in state education in 1 year. I mean, it's gonna
somebody
be
look
bad,
that up.
dude. Oh, let's see. What is Florida's? You know what?
It's probably like 26.
Let me ask you a little wager. 37. I'm going with
saying
Florida's ranked
sub
37.
40. Sub 40. Florida school.
Hey, skip the noise listeners. Imagine a number in your head. I know this is not live, but as you're listening to this, play along. See what you think it is.
I think Bob in the car going to work thinks it's probably going to be 25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think Bob's going to do it. Yeah.
Whoever's listening right now,
trying to hide it.
They heard that and it was 25. Their mind fucking just exploded.
Florida school.
They're like, skip the noise.
Man, you're like the worst Wikipedia person ever, man.
You know, I go fuck.
I know this is taking forever. Me and Rick are sitting here filling time.
Yeah, we're trying to
Bob on the way to work.
You know, you cocksuckers
trying to bring the funny in. It's not working.
You realize the internet is free still.
What does Bob? What does Bob do for a living, Rick?
Bob is he's a salesman. You know.
Okay.
Sells encyclopedias. Ironically.
Okay.
You cocksuckers.
Not electronic ones, obviously.
Not electronic.
You know
ones,
what?
Yeah.
They're literally trying to hide it. Like I'm
gonna
have to go to another.
Man.
I'm gonna have to go to
All
what's it called? I'm gonna have to go to DuckDuckGo.
State.
Dude,
Florida's
they don't
paying to have. Hold on, I gotta go to DuckDuckGo.
Okay.
I guarantee you, I go to DuckDuckGo.
Pornhub doesn't have school rankings like that.
Dude,
no. I'm gonna have to go to DuckDuckGo because Florida's trying to hide their national rank. Florida.
So I did find a list, but it's not in order.
Oh wow!
No, I'm dead serious. It's like number 4 is Washington. Number 17 is Minnesota. So hold on. Let me just scroll through this list. It'll be interesting. Oh no.
What?
Florida's 3.
Oh, you see?
Come on.
There you go.
Okay, so first off, I think that's college. That's gotta be like some type of college.
Nope, I can agree. It's number 3.
Hold on, no. Up, got it. Public school rankings by state. Number 1, Massachusetts, of course. Number 3 is definitely not Florida.
What is it? Delaware?
I'm going down. Hold on.
Is it
going down?
Is it Chicago?
Down.
Oh, I got this off of Truth. That's why.
Oh, nice.
I'm just kidding. It's actually U.S. News is the one I'm looking at.
Wow, that's funny. Hey, you know, Truth. We're on
Ben,
Truth now. Whoever wants to look for us at Truth.
We didn't ask Ben to calculate
get that off of Truth.
Their blood sugar levels per capita. What the fuck?
Okay, so you know what? I am incorrect. Florida is 22 overall.
Wow, see?
Okay.
That was pretty close.
Not too bad, Bob.
You guys did good. You know what?
I was close.
Surprisingly, Texas is 28. You know who's at the very bottom of the list?
Mississippi.
West Virginia.
It's crushingly on the bottom is New Mexico.
Really?
I can see that.
What bottom 5? What's bottom 5? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Can we see if we can guess the bottom 5? Let's bottom 10.
No, I already gave it to you. I'm gonna give you the bottom. The
I
bottom.
already know the bottom 3.
You're gonna bottom?
Louisiana.
Hey, that's what you do on the weekend, brother. That's what you do. Oregon, number 40.
What? Really?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Kansas.
41. South Carolina.
Georgia.
42.
They're all gonna be southern, dude.
Alabama.
Mississippi.
Alabama. Mississippi's in there, but not yet. Nevada, Mississippi, the Oklahoma. Dude, I don't see how Oklahoma isn't like that place.
Like number 51.
Alaska, Arizona, Louisiana, and then of course the New Mexico is just at
New Mexico.
Bottom. The number, you want to hear the top 5?
Well, Massachusetts,
Connecticut, New Jersey, Virginia, and Vermont. All of them have something in common.
They're all Eastern states.
No, they're all blue states. who actually invest in their education instead of high school football stadiums. But I digress. Actually, you know what? To be quite honest with you, the top 10 are all Democrats.
Are they?
All top 10, and then the earliest, and this may be a little shocking, but I wouldn't think so because the where they place themselves is Nebraska is the earliest Republican state at 11. And guess who they outscore?
Iowa?
New York.
Oh, New York.
Nebraska school systems are better than New York. But yeah, no, the earliest that a Republican state jumps in is around 11 or 12, and that's Nebraska. But then they have something called safety rank.
What does that mean?
The most dangerous schools. Arkansas is
all going to be
dangerous schools.
Louisiana,
Idaho,
Texas.
Apparently they're busting caps in Boise.
Bro, I didn't know.
Missouri is terrifying. South Dakota, what? Montana, dude, that's pretty bad. It's pretty nuts. But
Montana's dangerous.
Actually, yeah, Texas is actually pretty high up there. That's pretty crazy.
Well, see, here's the thing you forget. Like, so no one, because I got family from Nebraska. So like South Dakota is like just north of there. Yeah, like they're like it seems crazy. Like when you said Idaho and like Montana, South Dakota, like that seems crazy, right? Because you just think of super sparse populations. But that's weird. This just sort of rang a bell because of stuff I've heard, like anecdotally through family and shit. Like some of those states, though, they have some parts, bro, that like the poverty you don't see. Oh no, there exactly, and like the poverty because nobody goes there, so there's no sort of like public knowledge of these places that exist in our country where the poverty, and it's like in flyover states, right? Yep. Yeah, there's some really bad shit.
Like Ohio,
scary.
South Dakota, yeah. Well, Ohio though is more kind of public because it's closer to up there in the
Midwest.
Yeah, it's Midwest, but like further up, closer east, right? So you still have all those kind of ties to a lot of a way more populated area. Whereas like just some of the shit you hear goes particularly like South Dakota. It's like my dad, like they'd go up there with people because it's not that far or whatever. And he told me some stories and shit. And it's like that, there's no like, I don't want to say like no laws or what, but it's like you might have one cop in the town who's like drunk, like, and people live there. No, I'm dead. Like that's it. Like that's the whatever law enforcement, right? And these little ass 300 people towns. That's it. Like if the cop like it gets drunk and starts firing a shotgun in the middle of Main Street, like shit like that. I've heard stories like this actually happens. So anyway, I get it.
Well, someone told me, I don't know how true this is. Maybe one of our Omaha listeners can tell me, but they say that Omaha, Nebraska has the highest concentration of gangs in the country.
At one point, that's true.
I mean, you remember banging on Little Rock? Remember that one on HBO special? Yeah,
shit like that.
The Midwest.
Well, shit like that blew people for a while. Yeah, that blew people's minds because all you know is like the sort of the public, right? Because of like when we grew up, right? It's the rap, like New York and LA and all these things. But yeah, then people started to quickly discover how violent some of these little places are. Man, it's
they are.
Yeah, because there's
it's one thing. Oh, good.
No. Yeah, I felt like a transition was coming.
I felt, So I go, one thing that would probably help with all of these like gangs and decriminalization is the legalization of fucking weed, right? I mean, because if it was legalized, gangs can't sell it and they wouldn't have revenue. Instead, the state could collect revenue. As the House just voted on Friday for the decriminalization of marijuana, to a 220 to 204, a very slim margin for what seems to be common sense legislation. Of course, the 204 dissenters were all the cunts of the Republican Party. That's reality, right? I mean, it's true. You have to admit that, right? If you're a Republican, you have to really take a step back and look at this. Is the legalization of marijuana or the decriminalization of marijuana still something we need to practice? Trillions lost in the drug war. We have I mean, you everyone saw what happened in Prohibition, right? Prohibition took a relatively innocuous but dangerous substance, made it basically the impetuous for unbridled violence, criminal organizations. And as soon as it was over, guess what? They all went away. And instead, we're
like the American
repeating
Gangster.
history. Well, right. I mean, think about it, right? The Untouchables, Al Capone, all that bullshit, it destroyed them. But what I think Prohibition was around for 11 years. That was the dumbest law in the world because everyone still drank. Just like right now, everyone still smokes pot.
Yeah,
everyone does.
And the only those
everyone
two
does it.
The 202 votes. You know, all that is though. All that is influence from like the private prison investors and like law enforcement. It's
so dumb.
That's all it is. It's like political
So
pressure
dumb.
to keep that system going. That's all that is. Because it is a common sense thing. But there's people that would lose a fuckload of money and they're not ready to shift that system around yet. And that's where the political pressures. That's the only thing keeping this from going is that. You know,
and they're saying stupid shit like, "Oh, marijuana is a gateway drug." While it has been consistently shown that the true gateway drug is alcohol. Consistently, yes, consistently, most meth addicts, fentanyl addicts, people of that nature have all, bar none, said alcohol was their first drug that they did. The gateway drug is not that. The truth is that marijuana is not habit forming. I mean, unless you have mental problems, and then everything's habit forming at that point. But the truth is that everything they're saying they know is bullshit. And like Ben was saying, it's just a way to maintain these fucking prison unions and these fucking police unions that are counting on these arrests to fund their Bearcats that they use to like take down like grandma who's like, bootlegging in the fucking kitchen and like, fucking no-knock warrants, fucking wearing RoboCop armor and shit so they can feel like they have big peepees when they're fucking jumping out with like 50 cows and you know what I'm saying? I mean, these motherfuckers are rolling up with like Jedi swords and shit. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, why? You just pulled me over for a fucking broken taillight. And I got fucking 7 drones pointing missiles at me in a fucking like tank. It's bullshit. And it's these overfunded, like, and I'm not trying to say overfunded, but just completely not controlled police departments that are running up the fees. It's bullshit. And these states that are collecting them. It's dumb. It's dumb. This is the biggest impetuant that we have to freedom right now.
Well, okay. On the flip side of that, I want to play devil's advocate here because I do agree with the legalization of weed. The argument behind that also is that by making it illegal, you prevent cops from holding people or searching. In other words, they'll pull you over, right? Or whatever. They'll search your pocket. Oh, you got weed. We're going to book you. But at the same time, they figured out that, hey, maybe this guy might be wanted for something because the description fits something. So, I guess it's a law enforcement tool to have to make it illegal or to carry it, So
that leads to bigger arrests or arrests for bigger arrest.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And you also use it as a carrot and a stick. Yeah. You capture the small guy and then you work your way up to the big guy. But you have the small guy because he's holding weed. So perfect. That's illegal. We get to hold him because of that.
Right.
Until we can get to the bigger guy. So I don't know. It's a law enforcement tool to make stuff like that illegal, unless he's carrying cocaine or shrooms or something. But I don't know. Weed is very common.
If it's powder cocaine, he's white, he gets probation. If it's crack cocaine, he's black, he gets 77 years underneath the fucking prison. So no, I think it's just, and I get what you're saying, right? It could be a useful tool, I guess, for authorities to oppress people. But I think in the end, we all know that the Republicans voting against this are being, and I mean, we can edit this word out or not, but they're being like, I think they're the natural definition of being a cunt, because They're literally doing nothing but just obstinating to basically, like, for no reason. I mean, the revenues alone from marijuana sales, you know what that could
That would
do?
be a lot.
Fuck,
That would be a lot.
we're talking about billions of capital every year that we could use for, I don't know, paying our teachers, that we could use for, you could have roads funded by marijuana. I mean, the money is endless that could come from this market. And to me, it's just madness. It's just the Republicans.
You pay down the national debt and bring down inflation.
Well, no, think about it. I guarantee you legalize marijuana, the national debt could be gone within 6 to 7 months. I mean, we're talking like some serious, I'm just fucking around, but like, nonetheless, it's a revenue generator that could help communities and help states shore up their books. And it's dumb. It's just dumb. This is just dumb. And it's not going to pass the Senate.
They could do that.
It's not going to pass the Senate. It's not going to pass the Senate. So while
why not? It's a Democrat-controlled Senate.
No, they need 60 votes for this to go through. So they would need 9 defectors. They got 3. That's it. And Manchin is saying, I didn't want to do this. It's okay if everyone in my state popped up on fentanyl and meth, but marijuana, not going to happen. I mean, just another, it's just this bullshit. Yeah. I mean, Purdue Pharmaceuticals are not going to prosecute y'all that bad, but
yeah, dude, that's some bullshit right there.
Marijuana stuff is definitely the gateway. I mean, why prosecute the people at the end of the drug spectrum? Let's prosecute the people at the beginning.
Can you believe the Sackler family at the Purdue Pharma? Nothing, dude.
Get away.
Nothing.
Get away with it.
They got away with it scot-free, man. Like,
and
typically when you own the business and you're selling crap like that, usually it's John Smith and his business called Purdue. But here,
how about crack?
They have so much money.
They go to jail.
No. Here they have so much money. They requested that the names be removed from the consent decree, and only have the name of the company there. That's unheard of. Exactly. It's if you're the owner of the company, if you're the CEO of the company, whatever, you're the chairman of the board, your name's going to be right there alongside the name of the company whenever you get a consent decree. Yep. And yeah, dude, and these guys have so much money, so much influence. The DEA or the Justice Department took their name out of the consent decree. You're only going to see Purdue Pharma there. You're not going to see, Jim Sackler at Purdue Pharma.
Nope.
Damn.
Well, also think about it. When you have a drug dealer that sells a product to kill people, they go to jail. The Sacklers, they don't. They have they still have what parts of museums named after them and like statues. It just once again shows the ridiculousness that's occurring with drugs, with this whole concept. So I just, I think this is really the thing that could save like a lot of people.
I mean, it could do, but you're like Benji said, you're stepping on the toes of the prison system. You're stepping on the toes of the Sacklers. Okay, I'm not even talking about the pharmaceutical industry. I'm talking about fucking Sacklers. You're stepping on their toes.
Because they're gonna be like, wait, hold up.
Yeah,
how are we gonna sell fentanyl? Everyone's
exactly. Yeah. How are we gonna sell the fentanyl, and how are we gonna sell the detox?
Yeah, nobody needs anything anymore. God damn it!
Fuck, nobody needs any of these fucking drugs.
Wow.
And then you're stepping on the toes of the pharmaceutical companies. There you go. So you're stepping on the toes of the jail system, the Sacklers, and the pharmaceutical companies in that order.
Well, something needs to be done, because I'll be honest with you guys. I really think that this is the time when we as a nation, or we if you're out there, and I know, whoever you are out there, you really need to you really need to contact your congressperson, in particular, somehow your senator, anything like that. We need to end this stupid prohibition. This has been going on for, I think, 80 something years now. And it's just dumb. We need more.
Because black people made jazz music and we couldn't have that.
And jazz was fucking dope. If it wasn't for jazz, you wouldn't have had Robert Paulson. I'm just joking. What's his name? I know. I fucking bring it. What's the name of that dude?
Fight Club.
Dude, the Crossroads. What's his name?
Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson.
Yeah,
Robert Johnson. made a deal with the devil and fucking came up with rock and roll. But he wouldn't have done that with a little bit of marijuana. I guarantee you, dude.
Probably a lot.
But in the end, yeah, a lot. Oh, we got some rain out here. Yeah.
Are you sure it's raining? Or someone breaking into your house?
Oh no, you shit. That'd be the thunder. You hear the thunder clap. It's gonna be and then you hear me just go, I'm still loading, and that's it. But yeah, I think at some point we really need to do something, guys. This is just an embarrassment. I just cannot believe we're still talking about this in 2022. We've had COVID, we have wars, and the fact that they don't want to give people a little bit of bud is just madness.
It's legalized in North Korea.
Yeah,
do you know
exactly.
That? North Korea has legalized bud.
Yeah, God, you know what I mean? North Korea. Jesus, you can even fucking do it in North Korea.
They have more freedom than we do with that.
Exactly.
That's
right.
sad.
You can't even write if you're not writing Kim Jong fucking Un. Like that's the only thing you're allowed to write or speak or type.
All right, you can't talk. You have to cry at his dad's funeral for 30 years.
The only way you can talk in North Korea is say Kim Jong Un like with different emphases, and that's how the language is constructed.
But after you do that,
like
after a dev groveling, forced groveling, you can go home and smoke up a joint and just be like, yeah, that wasn't so bad. That's all right.
Exactly. But instead, we can't get that type of relief because our world sucks right now.
And look at all the different things, like all the people that are on stuff like fentanyl and fucked up shit. Look how much it would help. We have a big problem with, our veterans of wars coming back and having a lot of these suicides are astronomical and depression and things like that. And it is shown, it's proven. Studies have shown that marijuana greatly reduces the likelihood of those things going on in their lives. So, obviously though, this isn't for, once again, the forces around this being legal or not have nothing to do with what is best for society. It's just political leveraging
and money.
Money. We're right. Actually, more money
and
than even
tons of fucking money.
Tons of money. Because not only for criminal plus pharmaceutical.
Oh yeah.
What were you gonna?
Oh no. Go ahead. For criminal.
No, that's all I had on that. That thought.
What else? Who else spent a lot of fucking money?
Who did?
Elon Musk.
He did.
On
what?
Officially,
What did he recently buy?
9% of Twitter. Interesting. He is now one of the largest stakeholders in Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. So your new overlord and your master, Elon Musk, now owns a pretty big chunk of the Twitterverse. Interesting, right?
Yeah, he's the biggest stakeholder, right? Individual.
Pretty interesting.
And which is interesting too, right? Because he got a little shit on, like he's had some conflict with Twitter. And he obviously thinks that, or he has said recently or before buying these shares, that Twitter is a big threat to freedom of speech, as is a lot of different the big tech social media forces, right? That are banning people and removing them from the platform, and they're trying to, establish some sort of rhetoric for making that happen, but they always end up shooting themselves in the foot and looking stupid almost every single time, in my personal opinion. And that's why there's this pushback. And then when you got somebody with that much influence that can basically buy whatever the fuck he wants, I am glad to see Elon Musk putting his money where his mouth is on things like that, and not being afraid to be bold. Like, this is an example of a one individual person that's fucking doing shit, whether you like him or whether you're not. This is he's using his power and influence to do shit for sure, whether you fucking agree with it or not. Others just fucking cook in their own, in their own gold juices. Bars, in their own juices and jizzes and gold fucking melted down gold jacuzzis on top of a popsicle.
Well,
sucking it on a cruiser down the fucking beachway.
Nice. And with that being said, that uncanny, unrelenting, magical symphony of words that were published. My thought process is why though, right? Why is he doing it so that he can basically say whatever the fuck he wants? Or do you think this is tied into one of his future developments, in particular that brain technology he's been talking about, where maybe the utilization of Twitter is actually a way that you communicate via like his brain, his helmet technology, like I kept forgetting what they were calling it, but imagine that.
Or gathering information.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Once he gets his hands behind the wheel and he's got access to all the shit Dorsey has now.
Yeah.
It's
pretty substantial.
Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
In the last few months, he's kind of so it looks like he's been taking the red pill. He has been speaking out against Democrat senators. He has been talking about. He has been talking about.
He's been speech. He's been talking about the
Senator Warren.
California.
Senators. He moved to Texas.
Not Democrats.
He moved to Texas. He moved his whole company to Texas, away from the Democrats, California. He's become a little bit of a red pill, man. So it's good. I mean, people are saying, well, he bought the stick in Twitter. Now, hopefully, it'll be a little bit more balanced. Well, I'm not even saying tip the other way. I'm just saying balance it out a little bit.
Right. But do you think that I get that point, right? But do you think that he would spend that much money just to let people talk shit? I just think that there's more implications. I really think that Twitter will somehow be part of his future plans. In particular, the brainstem, like somehow Twitter will be utilized, just its messaging and whatnot. I think there's something else to it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I definitely think he's on the forefront of battling censorship. But I think there's something more to this. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Okay, he's got kids, right? Maybe he doesn't like the direction the country is going. Maybe. I mean, he's very appreciative to the USA because of the opportunity he's been afforded, to become a billionaire. Maybe he sees the direction of the country just like we all do, and he doesn't like it, and he doesn't want his kids to grow up in this.
Maybe.
And I think obviously it's ego. You don't get to be where he's at if you're not on some level an ego guy, right? So this might be kind of his aspirations, maybe diluted a little bit in ego, but I do believe in his own mind. I think he thinks he's doing the right thing. Like, in other words, I think it is motivated for whatever's in his mind as the right thing to do.
Maybe he's going to go for a public office.
Maybe
he'll run for something. President. You own Twitter. You can run for president. Why not? I don't know, but would he be that dumb though to run for president? I mean,
I don't think he.
Lately, the presidents are pretty stupid. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I would agree.
Man. Yeah, you can't
That's
argue
something
with
we
that.
could all easily agree with. But he does have a son named Damien.
Ooh, I like this angle.
Yeah, I just just for the hell of it, I was looking up what some of his kids' name were, and he has a son named
Lucifer
Musk, and he looks like, oh boy. And I'm not trying to be a hater, not trying to be a hater, but this kid looks like he is possibly the real Damien the way he looks. It's not good, guys. It's not good. So maybe he's setting up for the future. Damien must take over.
Dude,
so
what if he's, how he talks shit about how he's so scared of the synchronicity or the AI and taking over and this what I say, the synchronicity, the
synchronization.
Yeah, no,
he's scared of all these watches having the same
singularity
time.
That's what they refer to this shit as, like when it
synchronize
flips
your watches. No,
synchronicity. No. You cannot match my goddamn wristwatch to my oven clock. Fuck different. You.
Or synchronized swimming or some shit.
Yeah. Synchronized ballet. Or
synchronized
water ballet. I'm getting everything mixed up. Water polo, synchronize your watches. Yeah.
Oh, I like that one better. We should all
synchronize your watches.
Don't move the same movements. Coordinated. I can't handle it.
Can't do that. I don't even know what
he has like a seizure when he sees like communist parades.
No, this is too
they're all marching.
Yeah.
Just too much. That's why I hate communism. Is the parades.
Somebody needs to be off just by a little microscopic fraction.
They're all the same.
God damn it. No, but what I mean is, is he really afraid of that shit, or is he like the guy that's like, I want you to think I'm against that because I'm the guy who's ushering that shit in with the fucking inventions I make that make it possible. What the fuck, dude?
That is true.
No, listen to it. Seriously, think about that.
That is true.
He's sitting there terrified about this shit. It's like, well, then stop fucking.
I know he's making brain stem. We're gonna hack your brain into the internet, which is the way that the synchronicity and simulation can get you.
Like, fuck. See, they already got me. They're possessed my brain, and now I'm inventing all this shit for there to come through.
Bro, we're in simulation already. We're all
already, dude. Already, because the guy who's like, oh fuck, we're all fucked with AI. Well, then stop building the roads that they can get to the middle of our fucking brain in, asshole.
Oh, what happens if he's AI and he doesn't want any other AI to be built?
Bro,
because he doesn't want competition.
Yeah, it's
Elon Musk is already a computer. He's a nut spewing computer. That's how he made birth children.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
Hey, in other news.
Yeah, what else?
No. Hey, cancel culture. People hate it, right?
Yeah. Of course.
But cancel culture lost yesterday at the Grammys. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you know who won a Grammy?
On him, right? Who?
No. Not cancel culture. I mean, do you know who won a Grammy yesterday? Louis C.K. won a Grammy yesterday.
Yes, I saw
for his album or for his comedy album. Yeah.
Good for
Sincerely. Good for him, man, because there's no reason to be canceled for the shit he did,
No, he told the chicks he was gonna jerk off.
Exactly. He told them. And they said they were okay with it.
Yeah.
It's
to jerk off French shit.
And he got canceled for that shit. Now, and the reason I bring this up is because Twitter was very angry. The weirdos at Twitter were like, so much for cancel culture, And that's why, we're talking about that shit. So that's why it came up. But Louis C.K. actually won a Grammy yesterday for his album. Sincerely. I heard it this afternoon, dude. That shit was funny.
Is it good?
That dude is funny.
I'm up and down on Louis C.K. I don't get me wrong. Like some of his earlier stuff he's funny, but he doesn't really like move me. But I think I'm more of the like the Chris Rock. Like I guess I grew up with Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock type of comedy where it's just that kind of just really fucked up shit. Like don't get me wrong, I think some of the super smart nuanced comedy.
Cat Williams.
That's great. Yeah, like dude, fucking funny. Stanley gets beat up by a 12-year-old girl. But yeah, I get that. But and he's very talented. So you can definitely tell he's a smart guy. He's funny. And so I'm happy for him because they really did fuck him over.
They did, man.
Was no reason. Like he's like jerking off front chicks. And he told them he didn't just whip his dick out and start coming on people. Like it's just his thing.
No, and it's like the shit that it's funny. I guess what I hate about the whole thing is something like that, right? Yeah, he didn't. Okay, is it weird? Sure. But like, that's what used to make
whatever. Who doesn't like to?
But who doesn't like something weird? I mean, everybody's got something weird, right? Like, his just got made public, Fuck. So, but
I mean, he's not Armie Hammer.
No, but like you used to read, biographies of like whoever, like public figures, back in the 50s, and you'd hear these fucking weird stories of shit like that. But it's just like, oh, that's just part, you know what I mean? Fucking shit's crazy when
boys will be
certain
boys.
Times boys will be boys. But it added, I don't know, like shit like that has its place. And I'm not saying like stuff people do that's like criminal and fucked up. Okay, there's a whatever, but I'm not condoning, but I'm just saying
everybody has their thing, man. Everybody has
their thing. And like shit has to sort of play out there has to be an avenue in life. It's funny, kind of a callback to we were talking about with when Jasmine St. Clair was on. We had talked, if you go back and listen to that episode, we had a very, very distinguished guest on the program a few episodes ago. But anyway, part of that conversation at the end, talking about like, the shot culture and all that shit, is before cancel culture, right? In the 90s, all these weird things, but they had like their sort of lane. They had their avenue in society that they could kind of exist in, and nobody got hurt. Nobody gave a fuck. They just knew, maybe they saw it on Jerry Springer or Jenny Jones. And we're like,
fucking Jenny
that's
Jones.
You'd be like, oh, that's pretty fucked up that these people do that. But you know what? They do that, and they come on my talk show every now and again, and that's fine. I don't have to ever see them again. And yeah, just like real life now, you don't have to see all these people you're bitching about now, but you do, because you can't get your head out of your fucking phone and stare at it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a problem if it's like we make it a fucking problem to make it a problem to bitch about the fucking problem we just made. What the?
And then you cancel somebody, and they don't make comedy for years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and you hurt the overall, because your scope of reality gets shrunken down, and that the lens that you're looking through is smaller and smaller, right? If you were just looking, if I wanted to see my whole fucking kitchen, but I could only look through a toilet paper roll, I'd have to fucking forcibly move my head around. I can't rely on my peripherals. So that's what the fuck we're doing right now. We got to move our fucking heads around to see shit.
That was brutal. I just got this gossip of somebody tried to do that. That was nice. I like it.
Yeah.
That's artistic. Artistic.
Yeah, man. So anyway, that was a Grammy. Then that's it. That's all I know about the Grammy side. I heard that guy's album today. It was so funny. I highly recommend it to anyone. Oh, shit on Will Smith. Dude, SNL was SNL.
Oh, that was actually
the whole show.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
I watched the news one. I can't stand the whole thing, because I'm sorry, but SNL compared to when I was growing up, the 90s, SNL is
terrible now. It's dog shit.
It's fucking dog shit. But they had a good news section where they had Keenan come out as OJ, because OJ had a little say about the Will Smith thing.
Oh yeah, he did. He put his 2 cents in.
Yeah. He was like, Twitter world. Hey, Twitter world. But he basically, like, they kind of like threw that in there. It was pretty fucking funny. But yeah, the Grammys, everybody shit on Will Smith, and I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy that needed to happen. So that was the only thing I heard about the Grammys. Other than that, I don't give a fuck.
So the O.J. Simpson, he had put his 2 cents in, but apparently he comments a lot on Twitter. Yeah, and some people were saying, why doesn't he do a podcast? With his views.
I would love it.
I know, right?
Should we reach out? Invite him. Yes, we should reach out.
We should reach out to O.J. Simpson.
We should so reach out, but just one thing: do not give our addresses.
No,
we should probably be a little careful. Just a little careful.
Just start the podcast off. Hey, welcome to the program, Juice. Hey, got one question for you. Did you kill her?
Did you murder?
I'm like, Juice, you can't let one night out of your whole life ruin you, okay? I mean, you have a great career.
I mean, let's just
one little night, that's all it took. Come on, you'll be fine.
Let's say you did do it. I mean, would you use a knife? Yeah. Fucking.
Not
OJ.
saying you did. If you did, what would you do?
Well,
I'll tell you one thing.
If you did, where would you hide all the bloody shit? You know what I mean?
And how many times would you stab her? Would you try to remove someone's head in a fit of rage? Well, I mean, if you did do it, but you know who's not going to have a fit of rage pretty soon?
Who?
Is all those workers at the New York Amazon warehouse who just voted to unionize. Big fucking deal, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a real movement right now. Man. Starbucks,
happening.
Amazon. When does AOC get her plaque for doing that, man? Well,
you say whatever.
AOC and Bernie, when did they get their plaques for pulling that shit off?
Good for them. Good.
No, I'm just kidding. They didn't do shit about that.
They did a lot. They did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, you
did. Even the people in the
Amazon.
Them.
No. You're crediting them.
I'm being funny. That's
in
all.
The news. In the news, staunch conservative. Thanks, AOC. and Bernie Sanders were doing everything wonderfully. No, this is a big deal. So if anyone doesn't know, another Amazon warehouse voted on union and creating a union, and it successfully went through by a pretty decent margin. And Amazon spent roughly $5.5 million in anti-marketing efforts against this union.
Big time.
Big deal. And did you know the story about the guy who started it all?
I don't.
Is a black guy. He got canned by Amazon, I think, for under like whatever. I think under like it was either some type of bullshit performance review or something. They just got rid of him. And so he vowed that I guess he would form a union so that nobody else got treated that way. And this dude single-handedly raised it. So it was a real grassroots type union. Damn. It wasn't like, kind of what they did in Alabama. This was a real grassroots effort. Yeah. So he literally created a whole union. And so congratulations to all those workers. I mean, while unions definitely can become bloated and they can be corrupt, they can also be a very valuable tool for people that are being oppressed as a worker. And I think right now Amazon workers are in that category.
Yeah. Just be ready for higher prices on Amazon. That's all I've got to say about that.
Well, they're already raising the membership dues, right? I mean, come on. They already raised the membership dues. Dude, at some point, I understand nobody wants to pay more money, right? No one likes that shit. But at the same time, people have to live. So you have to find that fine line.
Yeah, it's an important stand. And like, I get it, right? If whatever political views you have on on unions, but just on a human level, this guy, because at the end of the day, he's standing up for what he feels like is mistreatment, and he's putting himself on the line. He's putting a lot of time and effort that I'm sure he could use elsewhere and invest his energy elsewhere, but he's not. He's doing it for the sake of the people that work for the same place he did and might be experiencing some of the difficulties. And look, this is no secret. We've heard people talk about the things they're subjected to, and they're able to provide something that shows up at your house fucking 3 seconds before you fucking ordered it. There's a way that happens, right? And there's a way that machine, and it's unfortunately, like a lot of times that level of performance driven by profit ends up hurting the people that actually make it happen. Yeah. That's just how it works. And to a degree, that's always going to be the case. But to what degree will we accept? That's the real thing, because they'll keep somebody's going to get closer, like the frog in the boiling water. At what point do we stop? And guys like this, and then like Starbucks, they're answering that question. They're saying, no, this is a bit too far. So regardless of what the outcome is, I think it is important to see that that outspoken, action, in other words.
Right. I like it. And I know it can impede business, like you said, but it's I think it's a big thing. So I'm pretty pumped. And I do hope that we do see some type of workers, some more efforts by the workers to kind of get better organized, and also to kind of express their value, because right now workers are very valuable, right? I mean, that's the one thing that COVID has done. They've shown that workers need to get paid more, and this is the time to strike while it's hot, So let's hope that everyone gets that we really start working towards that. But I think what are we going? What are we looking at? I think might be a little time for a breaky peeky poo.
I think that's where
a little breaky poo.
I want to invite the Skip the Noise listeners to something.
Ooh, yeah.
So I had an idea sort of generated and evolved over the text thread, that it was a big idea that kind of got reduced to like, well, what can we actually do instead of this little fantasy version? Well, until we actually have a working, operating venue to host podcast in the metaverse, until then, what'll just have to hold us over, if you listen to this episode and then you email Skip the Noise podcast@gmail.com. Whoever does first, the next time we record, and we're going to record when we record. So whether you can make it or not, that's on you. But I'll send you the invite so that you may participate in the program. So if anybody's interested in doing that, and some of you, you got the the all access pass or whatever, but so if that's the case, then that's the case. But I would challenge somebody who doesn't know me on a personal level. It'd be interesting to see if you dare to come on and maybe spout an opinion or two, or at the very least, probably what we would do in all realness, just so this is on the table, probably give you the access, let you listen in on the first portion, and then once we hit the break and then came back for like party in the back, find out a little bit of who you are, maybe some of why you're interested in the show and what kind of opinions you may have, and or if you want to critique opinions we've had or stuff we've spouted off on previous episodes. I just think that would be interesting. So if anybody would be interested in doing that, please email, like I said, skipthenoisepodcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, I think, fellas, it's about that time for a break. Good first
take
half.
A break, break.
Let's do it.
Well, absolutely enjoy these groovacious tunes, and we will see you on the other side.
Kick it in the dirt, kick it in the dirt, kick it in the dirt.
And we're back. Party in the back underway. Second portion of this outstanding program. So far, first half was fucking hot lava. I love it. This is my favorite type of episodes, man. And we're gonna get right into this fun shit. We gotta go nerdy science shit, man. I love it. That's how we that's the thing, man. That's how we open up these parties.
That's my jammy jam.
What was the latest on? It was Stephen Hawking's quote.
So check this shit out. So basically, the scientists are now hoping to broadcast Earth locations to aliens, ignoring a Stephen Hawking's warning. That's the title of this thing. So basically, in 1974, we transmitted something known as the Arecibo message.
Yes.
And basically, it's a simple message that tells aliens like if it's layered in multi-parts, where basically intelligent communication could break down this message and see a stick figure,
right,
and like a generalized location of where we are.
Right. I think there was like a kind of a map, a visual interpretation of the solar system, maybe some math, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, it's transmitted in binary code, ones and zeros.
Yeah.
And it basically has forms of visual graphic consisting of a stick figure of a human, as well as representations of our solar system, DNA, and the Arecibo telescope.
And that was
located in that's located in
the OG,
I believe, in Puerto Rico. Yes.
Okay.
So now we want to
now what's the new version?
Well, the new version will be, I think they just kind of basically say they want to make the message, a bit more comprehensive, and utilizing more technology, send more lines of code, kind of basically literally tell them where we're coming from, which is something that Stephen Hawking did not necessarily agree with, because, he kind of said, and I'm trying to go through his quote.
If you can pull it up, just read it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this.
Yeah.
So he goes, thus, as long as contact is approached with a clear sign of peace, it can be assumed that the hopeful possibilities and discoveries that come alongside communication outweigh the risk. So basically, it's like, as long as we know for sure that they're cool, it's all right. But since we don't, we're kind of broadcasting our civilization to a whole mess of things that could potentially want to do harm to us. So that's where we're at right now. That's where we're running into.
And his analogy,
huh?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, his analogy was kind of like, there's never been really an example, at least on our within the context of the history of our Earth, where a more intelligent, more capable species didn't take advantage and wipe out. For example,
everything.
What he's saying is like, so we send the signal out. The likelihood of anybody interpreting it is small, right? But whatever percentage that is, that's somebody that would be able to potentially interpret that and then actually utilize that information, probably means that they're just by logically concluding this thing, the outcomes that would be good from doing this are very small. Because, for example, if a civilization was able to capture, interpret, and then utilize that information, doesn't look very good for us, because that would probably mean, if they did see it, did understand it, did know how to like locate us, they probably are way the fuck more advanced than we are, and therefore wouldn't give a fuck. We'd just basically be like cattle or like horse, like, oh, we can ride them, sweet, like we'll use them as transportation, or maybe we'll use their brains.
Oh boy,
you know what I mean? It's fucking whatever.
Well, and continuing, like Hawkins' quote, he says, if you look at history, kind of reiterating what you're saying, if you look at history, contact between humans and less intelligent organisms have often been disastrous from a point of view, and encounters between civilizations with advanced versus primitive technologies has gone badly for the less advanced, he said. Hawkins went on to say that aliens could be vastly more powerful than us and may not see us as any more valuable than bacteria. So the possibility is that they may never see us as good as a horse. We may just be a complete lower, like just nothing, like something that like, not even horses. That's just a shit stain. That's a shit stain that we're going to wipe. And that's where that's what he's trying to, I guess, prevent.
Yeah,
because I think Hawkins, I think he had that view that there would, you could definitely tell there's a worry that something more advanced than us would be hostile. Like I don't think he really took the whole benevolent alien approach. He's like, no, when they come, they're gonna fuck us up. Like we're fucked. And so either we have to get to crazy abilities or not. So it's just one of those things. I think you are going to be broadcasting a large position to the universe, which could have an unlimited amount of assholes looking to fuck the earth up. So, we'll see.
You know what it's like?
We'll see.
It's like, hey, you win $1 million if you put your head underneath where this guillotine is going to chop. So, like, if you don't die, you're going to get the $1 million. Right, like so just like, oh, okay, cool, like I guess there's a 0.0000% chance it malfunctions and whatever, but would you be willing to take that risk? No. So why would you send a fucking signal telling these motherfuckers where we're at if the only person or the only civilization that could even potentially make contact with us back would probably have the ability to fuck us up? Like it doesn't matter. Like, why would you even fucking do that shit?
They're going to think we're stupid. We just sent them a picture, like, a shitty picture of us.
Yeah.
A shitty stick figure of us. The first thing I think that we're juveniles. And then we gave them a roadmap. So we're not only juveniles, but we're fucking juveniles who never learned like the golden rule of don't talk to strangers. They're going to fuck us up, bro. I mean, that's synonymous with the guy with the piece of candy trying to lure children. So
white van.
And the white van. I mean, the aliens are just like, they didn't even have to do that. It's like, he wants some candy. We literally just said, oh, hi. We're vulnerable, susceptible to higher intelligences. Let us know.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, some of this wild shit we do. You know what I'm saying? When it really comes down to it, you got to think like, we do some stupid shit, right? We really do some stupid shit. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how this works out. Maybe the people from Darsan 9, Parsec 4 won't,
Right, maybe they'll see.
won't
Maybe
eat
they
us.
will be. Yeah, maybe
Maybe
they
they'll
want
be
to.
cool.
One
Maybe
day
they're a party planet.
right. Maybe they want us to teach them how to fucking take a good selfie and
How to
tweet
party.
interesting
Maybe they
shit.
just like
and
to
not
party.
a hashtag. How to drink Starbucks and make drinks with.
And attack
maybe that's
countries of
all they
people that look
want.
exactly like we do, and just start shit and destroy our global our globe a little bit every day. While claiming that we're the chosen people of a certain deity, they're really gonna love us. Can you imagine the narcissism aliens must think when they see us? They're like, wait, you fuckers think that the creator of the universe only thought about y'all? Okay, good job.
Yeah, good job,
shitheads.
guys.
We're gonna beat you in his name. It just could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, they must.
Yeah.
Everyone in the universe must hate us. We're that fucking. We're so sitting alone in the cafeteria. The reason why they haven't talked to us is they think we're assholes. That's really probably what it is. They go,
probably.
we're that one in a trillion species that they're just like, leave them alone. Those
Or
guys
that-
are dicks.
Or there's just like all kinds of galaxies like that surround us, and they're all observing us. At the same time, and they all know each other.
Or they're Truman Show.
They've all interacted for fucking billions and billions
Ever.
of fucking years. And they're like, let's wait and see if they get smart enough to send something out. And as soon as they do, we'll get them. Yeah.
Them up.
And we're gonna
Bum
fuck them up.
rush.
Like, oh look,
Well,
it's so cute. They sent out a little boop, and it has some bullshit in it. Meow, meow, meow. They
They're
start
all
eating
like
everybody's
laughing.
souls. Like fucking, what was that movie with Johnny Rico? That was the shit.
I fucking love it. Fucking
Planet of the fucking
stormtroopers,
cockroaches
Super
or whatever.
Not Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers, also very good movie. Very good movie. Slightly different, slightly different genre and slightly different theme, but it was still a very good movie nonetheless. Fuck,
Hey, who are you? Are
Oh
you the
my
president, chairman, and CEO of fucking Levi Strauss? Remember that shit?
God.
Super
That's
Troopers.
fucking awesome.
The captain was wearing like all denim.
He's all wearing denim. Oh, so awesome. He just recently passed.
Did
That's
he?
fucking
Oh fuck!
sad.
Which
Yeah,
one, Farva
fucking
or
sad.
the captain?
No. Farva's still around. They
Is it?
actually him and
Oh yeah, they're gonna
the other
do
guy,
another one.
the
I
guy with the
think, right?
mustache. They do a show. It's called it's based on the fire department.
Oh, that's
in
just
Seattle.
yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Oh
Those
my
guys
god,
are
I've seen
fucking hilarious.
almost all the episodes. It's so fucking good. It's really good.
Damn, that's fun.
But anyways, yeah. So will our alien overlords catch our late night booty call or not? We'll find out. We will find out, and we hope that if they do, they're merciful and they don't just I don't know, skull fuck us. This. There's so many bad ways that this could turn out.
That's what I mean.
This is that 1:45 call you get at night when you're young and single. So many bad things. I mean, it could work, could be a good night, or it may not be. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's that
Amen.
risk you got to take. So
We're
we're
rolling
sending it
dice.
out there. And
You know what else is kind of risky?
what?
Is stealing a forklift and then
Fucking righteous.
taking off and trying to outrun the cops when your vehicle
Mm-hmm.
can only go about a top speed of 18 miles an hour. Well, that's what happened recently here in Harris County, where we have all kinds of fun stories to report out to you guys in California and Montana and even fucking Saudi Arabia. No bullshit.
You know, the best part is we talked, and you'll hear me talk so much shit, but some of the things that have occurred in Harris County probably beat anything that you guys have ever had. I mean, some of the wild shit that's happened, especially since COVID.
Yeah, it's really gotten a little nutty.
I mean, the fucking tiger
lie.
thing. Remember that?
Tiger, that's what I'm saying. It's
Jesus.
it
Oh,
unearthed
God.
the
Anyways,
nutty.
continue.
Yeah.
Continue
Well,
with
anyway,
this,
so
this forklift fiend.
yeah, so this, you know what? I wish maybe Ben, while I'm running my mouth, if you can pull up the name of
pull it up.
the individual. So yeah, stole a forklift from some business, obviously, and it was reported. Cops, I don't know if it was HPD or Harris County Sheriff's Department. I'm thinking maybe Harris County Sheriff's Department was. Yeah, I don't think this was an HPD jurisdiction. We're tracking down this individual, and he refused to stop. He basically made a stance of and he got. So the funny part about this is,
you might okay.
He got up on the fucking Hardy toll road.
You want to hear a quick pause? I
Sure.
put forklift police chase, thinking, oh,
right, it'll be this one.
There's a plethora
lot of them
of this events that have occurred. To continue,
interesting.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
So yeah, running a forklift out on old Hardy Toll Road out there in North Harris County, which is a fucking freeway. So he was, cruising at a good 18 miles an hour, but refusing to stop for law enforcement officers. Obviously, in the end, he was taken into custody. But that's just a funny story, man. These, obviously, this was a gas-powered, outdoor forklift. I got a lot of experience. Forklift is a very dear subject to me. I drove an electric one for way too long, longer than I would want to admit. But the things I appreciate the forklift trying to outrun the police. The ones I drove, I don't think could hit 18 miles an hour, but they can go pretty quick.
Dude, this
but
was hauling ass.
He was on some serious ass.
He was hauling ass.
I appreciate the spirit of this guy. From a fellow forklift driver, just because when you get on that thing, it becomes a part of you. It's like an extension. I could do some crazy shit on that thing. Matter of fact, we used to bet truck drivers. It was almost like a little trick, like a little scam. We'd bet them money or food or different things, like they had to buy shit. We'd say, "Hey man, I bet you I can pick a quarter up off the ground with the forklift." And be like, man, bullshit. You talking about? Get the fuck out of here. And be like, no, really? Watch. I can do it. What do you bet? You want to buy us all lunch? You have to buy us all lunch if I pick the fucking quarter up off the ground with the forklift. Now the forks of the forklift are about fucking, you know what I mean?
Like
an inch thick. So you're look at it logically and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So they're like, yeah, of course. fuck you, asshole. Your piece, like they know something's up, but they're like, yeah, all right, fuck you. There's no way you can do it. There's a little trick. So you run over the fucking thing. I don't even know if I want to give it away. But you run over, you bring it down like real low. And you have to be pretty fucking skilled. Like this shit almost has to be the level of driving this goddamn thing for 8 to 10 hours a day for fucking several years is about the only way you'll get to where you can do this. But you pull the fork back just a hair and it'll pull the quarter up on its end and like flip it. So the looks on these motherfuckers' faces when I'd pull back and cling, and that thing would flip up and land on the forklift. Oh shit. You want to talk about like getting hyped? Motherfuckers buying us pizzas and shit.
He's like, oh, motherfucker.
Hey man, there wasn't a whole lot. That was a miserable existence, and every little,
Hey, I feel you.
Any little
the nice thing,
chance for celebration.
The sunshine and the rain, bro. That's
he sure
sunshine
did,
and the
man.
rain shit, right?
Did man.
I feel you.
That's when like all you got's a little shit.
You're
go for it. Oh, the name, we got it.
No, we did not. I'll be quite honest with you.
You find the name?
No mention of a name.
No name.
So you know what that usually means, right?
Minor? Or
this could have been a minor. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Minor
are a member of the Trump family. But
yeah, no, really.
Or
somebody Trump powerful,
yeah, Ivanka Trump was loading up on whippets and just jumped in the fucking forklift.
Dude,
but they gave
up.
no name. No name.
Yeah,
they just said
it's
gotta be a minor.
Meth. It sounds methy. That sounds like a methy.
It does sound
move.
like a methy.
That's a meth move.
Methy move. Like, like what I'm saying, like robbing a toothpaste factory, methy move. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, like I can see him, like when you grip the fucking wheels really hard with both hands, he's 10 and 2, dude. And he's like shaking the steering wheel, like, God damn.
I just fucking go. They're gonna catch me. fucking forklift, go.
He wants that shit to go like 120. Oh my!
It's not gonna go above 18.
No, dude.
You hear that thing
18.
screaming to reach 18 miles an hour, like.
Oh, dude.
You know what the best part?
Ah.
How many times do you think he moved the arms up and down in order to try to get more speed, like for
Oh, my
aerodynamics? He's like, oh, maybe if it's slower, I'll go quicker.
Oh, I got some I'm gonna move so many fucking pallets on the other
I'm
side
gonna
of this
move
fucking
everything.
freeway.
I'm gonna pick up a cop car
I'm
and
gonna
run with
exit.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. I better go to the fucking toll road. I'm gonna pay all these fucking tolls.
Easy tag
I
on my
mean,
shit.
What a dipshit. Anyways, but
That was
yeah,
funny.
yeah, it was pretty funny. All right, I think we're gonna wrap
Put a
this one
stamp
up.
on it.
I mean, we won't. You know, I think we'll wrap it up a little bit faster than the forklift did. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this was pretty. That's pretty fucking fun, dude. That was fun.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
yeah, respect your local forklift driver because you never know. They break, shit can get real.
No, right in a hurry. And thanks, Rick, for coming on in the first half. I know he was had a lot going on today, and it was cool for him to step in and do the right thing for the sake of the listeners,
of the people,
So,
because he
of
is a
the
Mexican.
people. That's right.
He's not a Mexican.
Absolutely. He is
Let
not
no
a
one know.
Mexican.
Not let no one think that Rick is not a Mexican. He is definitely a Mexican. Never a Mexican.
Well said,
Trademark.
sir. And with that, we will wrap this one up in a bun and see you guys next week. Peace, love, happiness. Keep it real, represent. Later.